the Spot. I'm Melissa Thornley, and today our guest is Michael Saint-Aubin, Creative Director from Bucketfeet. Hi, Michael.
Hi.
So what's so fun is that you're a sneaker guy,
Yeah.
but how we first met is you as a director, music video director. How did you get into filmmaking originally?
A friend of mine asked me if I wanted to make a video for a band that we both knew. It was a band called Baby Teeth. Once he asked me, I was all in. I was like, I can do this. So we wrote the video and we made it, and it was this turning point to shoot a video and to be on a crazy set, and all these things are happening, and to go into an editing room and see all those pieces come together, and to tell a story and to work with a band. And it is a thrill to see how you can add to someone else's art and inject your own kind of creativity onto something.
So okay, so you ended up doing several videos for Baby Teeth.
Yeah.
So which was the first one that you did?
The first one was for a song called For the Heathers, low rent perv meets a roller derby. And it was a very strange concept. It was a strange song, and it was something that kind of lit the fire for me creatively in an area that I had never worked in before, which is video.
So you're originally a designer, yeah?
Right. Mm-hmm.
So what was it that helped you make that leap from designing to directing?
There's not much difference when you think about it. I mean, if you're working as a designer or you're working as a director, you're telling a story. And in video, there's obviously more avenues and more time and a different kind of reception of that idea of telling a story, but it's really the same thing. It's looking at a piece of material, or it's looking at a concept and expressing it to a viewer or to a consumer or to an audience. Working as a straight graphic designer, and I would be designing an ad for a magazine, I always thought to myself, I have a one-page ad to do. The number one thing I want them to do is stop turning the page and look at that. Take a moment to think about what's right in front of them.
Right, like how are you going to hold their attention?
Right, the ability to take someone out of their own head for 3 minutes or 2 hours is something that I find endlessly fascinating.
So how does storytelling fit in with the sneaker business?
So I'm the creative director at a sneaker business called Bucketfeet. We exist to connect people through art, and telling the artist's story is the number one thing that this company is about. It was founded by two guys who met each other traveling randomly, and one was a sneaker designer, and he just drew his artwork on shoes and he sold them to people. And one was a banker who quit his job as a banker and wanted to see the world, and they met and he bought some shoes off of him, and they went their own way, and everywhere the banker went, people asked him about his shoes. And when he was done with his year-long travel, he said, well, let's do this as a business. So since then, Bucketfeet has found artists from all over the world to submit their work and be paid for their work up front and be paid a royalty on every pair that we sell. But it's a huge point of emphasis to tell their story, to go to their countries and shoot videos about them and go to their studios and learn about where they're from. And it's all about storytelling. It's all about expressing this message of, telling an artist's story and connecting people through artwork and through design and through graffiti and all these avenues that people have never seen before on sneakers. Our biggest selling artist is a street artist from Bogota who we can't show his face, we can't show his name. He covers his image because he doesn't want to be arrested, and he has a full-time job as a professor at a school, but he is our top selling artist of all time.
Wow.
And once we saw his first submission of this pineapple grenade sort of pattern, we thought, wow, this is something like no one's ever seen before, and it speaks to violence, it speaks to peace, it speaks to all these things, and it's everything that we represent as a company, and lo and behold, people love it. People love the pattern, people love the different colorways of different ways we treat it, and he didn't want to jeopardize his career or his livelihood or his life expressing his work publicly.
So he's sort of like the Banksy of Bogota, I guess.
That actually is the name that people call him, the Banksy of Bogota. He's really one of the best stories that we've ever done.
So now how did you get involved with Bucketfeet?
I was working in an office, a startup incubator one day. I stopped by and I saw these two guys, the two co-founders of the company, working in this tiny little office, and they had shoes all over the place and there was art all over them. And I walked in and I said, hey, what are you guys doing? And they said, oh, we have this sneaker company. And I said, well, if you ever need a designer, let me know. One day I happened to be in the office and I said, hey, I'm free today. If you guys need anything, let me know. And I never left the office. That was a couple of years ago. I literally never left. And so that's how I got started with them. It seemed to be everything I've ever wanted to do, but it's also turned into an avenue where I've had the chance to design stores and design pop-up shops in Asia and have all these avenues that I never thought I would have access to.
Now, there are 3 questions that I like to ask right in a row. Interpret them as you will. So
okay.
The first one is, where do you come from?
I am very proud to say that I'm from the Midwest, from Michigan, and from this great area of our country. It's something that is really important to me.
So where are you going?
I want to see where this ride takes me. Pedal to the metal, kind of on ready to see where this goes, and fully embracing the opportunity that I have in front of me.
Now, what keeps you going?
I'm truly fascinated by artists and the art world. That's what keeps me going, knowing that there's people out there who interpret the world around you differently in some extraordinary way.
Thank you so much for coming and spending some time with Beyond the Spot.
Well, thank you for having me. This has been really fun.